Hey guys, thanks for whacking on that thumbnail. This weekend I saw Dope starring Shamik Moore, Kiersey Clemens, and Tony Revolori. And guys, this is with the K review. I'm Victor, and you know what? I love the 90s. That's what this movie is about, loving the 90s. I mean, you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the birth of the internet, Vanilla Ice. I even have his CD from then.
With a K review. It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
So for the past few months, I've been seeing a lot of trailers about this movie Dope, and it's about these kids coming of age, and it doesn't look like one of those Hollywood-made type of movies. In fact, I think this one even came from Sundance. And the movie follows a kid named Malcolm, and he's in this high school where he doesn't really fit in. He really loves the 90s, and he has this group of friends that he's really trying just to grow up with and trying to get out of this really bad area. And what's really cool about this movie is directed by Rick Famuyiwa. I screwed that up, and I'm sorry. He's directed movies like The Wood, Our Family Wedding, and Brown Sugar, and he really does have a great grasp on how to direct these young actors. I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. At some points, I enjoyed the hell out. Let me explain. I was really expecting this movie to just center on Malcolm and his friends. Instead, it decides to go a way different route, but that different route doesn't come to full effect until like the middle of the movie, which was kind of a problem. It is not something that breaks the movie. It just like, it takes so long to get to that point in the movie. It felt like it took a whole first and second act to get to that point, and then the rest of the 40 to 45 minutes of the movie, they finally start to really get into the meat and potatoes of this movie, and it just seems like it was a little bit too late for that. This movie really seems to like concentrate on a lot of characters that they don't need to concentrate on. There's like this brother and sister in the movie that I didn't know what they were there for other than to kind of move the story along a little bit and to kind of set up the whole thing about drugs. Instead, this movie really should have just been about the three friends and how they were growing together. They just decided to take all the other things that were in this movie and put them ahead of all these three characters and try to make them, you know, work through them. And you can do that in the movie. Don't get me wrong. You can have a ton of stuff in a movie, like I've said before in other reviews. It's just how you spend your time on it. However, none of that broke the movie for me. It did seem like the movie took too long to get to its point, but I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed all the 90s music. The soundtrack for this is actually amazing and might be the one Pharrell thing that I actually buy. But in general, this movie was a nice thing to go see into the theaters. It was kind of like a fresh concept of a coming of age story, but I felt it really did take way too long to get to its point, especially on the major thing that happened in the middle to really start the story off. So what I'm going to tell you guys is go see this one in theaters for a matinee price only, and when it comes out on video, make sure you rent this one, and when this one comes on your streaming, make sure to put it in a top 10, because this is actually a movie where teens are not portrayed like they always are in Hollywood, and they actually have personalities, and the movie actually makes you feel pretty good. And yeah, the 90s rocked, even Vanilla Ice. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! And thanks guys for watching my review. I do appreciate all the viewers and subscribers that I do have. Make sure to give me a whack right here if you want to subscribe to my channel, whack up there if you want to see any of my past reviews. Leave me a whacked out comment below and let me know what is your favorite 90s hip-hop song and favorite hip-hop artist in the 90s. And yeah, never forget, if you guys don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off. But thanks for coming back and seeing me